So we are about to enter eclipse season for 2024, and the full moon this month is going to be in Pisces. Now, this is going to bring in thunderous applause for some people, and I'm seeing other people feeling very restricted in a rut and coming up and upon a locked door, which is a sign that something isn't going to change. Now, the ones, or those of you out there who are greeted with applause, are the ones who have put their work in, have listened to the learning that has been bestowed upon them from the universe and been guided onto the higher vibration that is building and building all around us and has been for the last 6 months. Now, you will find, I'm getting Thursday next week, and I'm also being told the 21, so that would be, March the 21st, I think that is Thursday, around 4 o'clock, there will be a major energy shift. Now, I am seeing some kind of climax coming financially for some, but there seems to be an issue crumbling or falling apart. It's like everything just collapses. Now, this could be in the stock exchange or something in the big banks. I'm getting alliance, the word alliance. Now, there was a bank called Alliance in Leicester in England. I don't know if it's still going because so many of them are closing, but it could be the word alliance or a company or business that has the word alliance in, which could be quite a lot. There's going to be a big kind of standstill coming where we're being shown a crossroads and all these cars it's like the traffic lights have gone wrong and suddenly all the cars are just stopped and no one knows whether to go forwards or backwards. Now, this could be a literal standstill on a dual carriageway or motorway or road enclosure or whatever you want to look at it. But it also could be a sign that something is coming bigger from the universe to put everything at a standstill, so people have to consider the next move. And it's what I'm getting is who has right of way, who is in charge, who is the leader here, who makes the decisions. I'm also being shown parliament, politics. There's a male standing up and he has greyish white hair. He's quite a small man. He's quite opinionated. I'm kind of being told that he's bouncing a lot of rubbish, but it's coming through someone else. It's almost like he's getting it through an earpiece and he's being told what to say. Now, I know this happens a lot with celebrities and on networking and that, because people have fed you what they need to say. But I think this is a big sign and a message saying that the person at the front isn't always in charge or as much as in charge as you think. So when you come to that standstill with the traffic lights, unless there is a light on, we don't know where to lead. And so it has to come from somewhere. So if all these cars were all facing each other on this crossroads situation and not moving, then there has to be a signal from somewhere else to alert what is going on and to restart the system. So, a message that the person or the way you see things isn't always as you think. It's not governed by who you think. The person or the leader at the front isn't necessarily leading anything. Okay, so this is a big, big message out there. So this male, it just reminds me of a puppet or a robot. It's not even a person, you know. Now, I've got 2 heads of state going at each other at the moment. I'm getting like a sense of yin and yang. They're bouncing off each other like tennis balls, and nothing is kind of working out because nobody's out. They keep being in, they keep going, they're not giving up. No one is giving up the battle. They're just going to keep playing and play it out until one of them's just too exhausted. But the more it keeps playing out, the more energy is coming in with these 2 heads. And I feel like this could be a really, really long game. So hold on to your hats. Now, if this is to do with balloting, voting, that kind of thing that is coming up, I feel like this could be a long night. It's like everyone's sitting there waiting for an answer because something has come at stalemate, because there isn't a way forwards. Again, we've got this crossroads situation where it's like someone has to decide. Suddenly it's out of our hands. Spirit is saying things don't always go the way we think they do. And this is a time to reflect that anything could happen at any time. And when you just think everything is structured and well formed and it's all safe and we've got everything exactly where we want it to be, then someone could just come in and just kick us into touch, or something could happen which is completely out of our hands to change it all. And then suddenly we're helpless again and we're feeling frightened and panicky because we didn't have it all together. We didn't know all the information. And again, a message, we don't have it all. We're learning all the time. This is a process. So if you're somebody out there who is saying that they've done it all, they've done the work, I've been doing it my whole life, I've learned all my stuff, I've gone through it all, well, surprise, surprise, no, there's more, because we're always evolving, we're always changing. It's not always as cut and dried as you think. Now, there may be people in the eclipses bring up surprises to bring balance into situations and to bring back the flow. And I feel like this eclipse energy has been rising and rising for a while with this higher 5D energy that's coming in. And we're being guided to look higher, to rise above the tittle-tattle, find ways of dealing with things rather than reacting or following the same patterns, the negative patterns. So things may be being flagged up over the next 10 days or so that we have to keep looking at. And it's kind of annoying, but the reason it keeps coming back is because you're not getting it, all right? It's not what you think. It's not always the same way. It's not necessarily that you're being told you can't do this or you can do this. It's how you deal with the situation that's important and who you're working with. This new energy is about working together as a team, as a whole. And there's not one person better than another. Yes, there can be seen as more success, or, people have got more money, bigger houses, bigger cars or whatever, or, better jobs. But we're all one. We're all the same energy and we can all help each other. And that doesn't mean giving away your energy or people just lapsing. It's about people stepping up to want to be part of that and wanting to put the practice in and finding their passions and coming into that lovely flow. And the ones that are up there as being open to be unafraid to put it out there and to make the world better as a whole, rather than just as, for a few, a select few. This is what I see breaking apart. It's that elite is breaking apart because it's not as solid as everyone thinks. And when there's this recognition of what is really behind it, then there is going to be just big wide eyes everywhere, big wake-up calls all over the world. Self-love is important right now. Expansion, thinking bigger dreams than you've ever done, knowing you have support, being patient, and when in doubt, looking at where that doubt is coming from. What are these triggers of doubt? Are they the soul telling us that we're taking a wrong move and that we need to listen to that? Or are we doubting because we're up against the thing we're most afraid of? So this is a real time to transition, to transform our lives and expand. I'm seeing a lot of expansion, a lot of hope coming in, a realization that it was all worth it. But the well-being is so, so important. So be mindful, do things, be creative. I feel this is a time to recreate something, discard what isn't working and work on the things that do. We're all being tested with lack of what we're afraid of losing. What are we in lack of? The world provides everything we need, and we need to trust that and let go of the pain by taking that leap of faith into the thing we're most afraid of. I feel like the abundance is all there for all of us, and we all have the tools, and we've been given our natural abilities that we were born with and our skills to use for our own personal mission. And for some of you out there, you may feel like this isn't very much, but when you really look into detail, you may discover that you have some behavior traits, some skills, some natural creative abilities, or something that you could be used to your advantage. And Spirit is pushing you to do that. The universe is doing that. Wishes can come true, but we are being shown a multitude of past life issues, past timeline issues right now to deal with, so that we can get ourselves out of this muddle. So although many people may be thinking the world's terrible, we can't afford to live, we can, because the world provides everything. Everything is out there naturally for us to use and restore if we want to. And if there is lack, as in, we're unable to produce, or, because people can't afford to buy things from shops and that, then we're being guided to start growing things, to start using the earth, because when we start planting seeds and growing our own food, then the soil works as well, because the soil is turned over with the roots growing, and it's constantly moving, it's bringing that energy. If we just throw rubbish at the earth and we just let it all accumulate, it all gets stuck, and we rely on the big stores and we rely on all these fantastic new technology things. It only takes one person to pull the plug and the whole place goes dark. And then what have you got to rely on? So it's important to kind of go back. It's like go back to where we were in, 40s, 50s, up until the mid 80s, where things were less technology. There was less technology. We could only rely on what we had and simple fun. So start simplifying your life and start using what you have that is around you. Even if that means, asking for things that have been thrown out, recycle, reuse, and restore your life. Temptation is the thing that is holding us back from our dreams. The temptation of more, of wanting more, feeling that we can't do without. This world is so beautiful, so let's make it beautiful again. So enjoy the eclipse, trust yourself, rise above the nitty-gritty, and start really, really putting your special self and your best self into practice, and you will start seeing all of your dreams come true. If you'd like a private reading with me, then do contact me via email, Sara Perry, Queen of Arts @gmail.com, or you can go to my website, www.saraperry.me. I also have my own app that is coming out. It's all available on Android in the simplest form right now, but if you want to download it free, you can. There's some meditations on there that you can follow to help you become more confident and to focus, find your best self, clear the past, clear old fears. All those meditations on there at the moment are free, and there will be more free stuff as well. I'm just waiting for the iOS version to come out, and then there will be a lot more information on there and different subscriptions and downloadable courses. But for now, my website is www.saraperry.me. So please go down there and book a reading if you feel you would like to. And I do have subscription offers available up until next week. So I shall speak to you soon. Bye for now.